Welcome to Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started here with our tarot reading for Aries. We're going to find out all about love for next month. We're going to get into this in just a few. Please go ahead, hit subscribe, share, like, follow, do all the things. You know what to do. What's that be? I'm sorry, I almost started singing something really inappropriate. Okay. Find out currently what you're dealing with. Currently, what are you dealing with, darling? One more. All right. Okay. You seem to be dealing with, darling, a Queen of Pentacles. This particular earth sign, or this particular, could even be fire sign, could be Virgo. No. Sagittarius. Could be Sagittarius. Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay. So you're at your last stand with this person. So you've been already dealing with this person or trying to deal with this person. And it's like the love is not easy with this specific person because this person is in great need of some self-care themselves. So it's almost like they can't really love without self-love on their own end. So like those types of things do come up, especially when you're trying to be in a relationship. It's almost like you're trying to feed this fire that is just not there because this other person has some things to do on the inside. Especially things like trauma or things like that are just scary to them, or, you know, lack of commitment, those types of things. But I feel like this person is less about lack of commitment. I think that they have a lot of good habits. There's a lot of really good effects here as far as money, responsibility. This person is pretty rad as far as that goes. I do feel like they're bored, and I feel like that they have a lot of missed opportunities in their life. So those things probably do come up, especially when you're trying to motivate them to be in a relationship. But this is definitely something that you've been tending to, and you're working on things, but you're kind of getting to a place where you're getting tired, okay? And that's just you trying to face reality and just trying not to be arrogant, but knowing that you're not really making a bad choice here. You've really reflected on it. You've been, assessing it and just really trying to make the best choice, make the best decisions possible based on this entire connection. Just because of something, in previous to this is something that there was a choice that was not made in the best light. Okay, so moving in, let's get into our potential or our challenge maybe in March. So we got our Eight of Pentacles, that's up. Hierophant down, Devil down. Okay, so I feel like there's going to be a little bit more letting go, probably on their end. So they're going to let go a little bit, and that's really nice because that's something that you can focus on and have to motivate you to the next month. But next month they are going to kind of really let go because you're really breaking through, especially any deceptions that you two have even come across. This is, something of tension, and this person's going to find themselves a little more relaxed, especially by next month. Okay, so just like, again, everything's kind of out there, so to speak. Okay, nothing's really tied to anything too terrible at this point. I do feel like the focus here is just really wanting to, change things up and really just step things up, expand here, as far as your energy and putting things into this relationship. Any personal beliefs, you've really allowed yourself to kind of bend your own rules to be in this situation, because this person has their own guru, their own inner guru, and they do kind of whatever the fuck they want, and you're over there like, so you've really bent your rules, and you've really allowed yourself to kind of like almost like lose a little control in this relationship because you were like, well, what's it gonna hurt? And I feel like it's really changed things up for you. I really think that it's kind of put you into a place of busy on the inward and didn't even know it. And I think you're all of a sudden realizing it, or you will when you get into next month. Anything that is a past influence would have to do with the influence here for that current relationship is just, again, not accepting the truth, lack of accountability. And I feel like there was dishonesty or some blame game or something that happened that was kind of unfair. Okay. And I think the strengths here is that there was kind of like not just taking this in as wishful thinking, but adding to that new step or that new beginning and just really putting action into it and not taking on an awful amount of time to do it, but doing it really quick and not fucking that up. Anything moving into the month, suggestions, approaches. So a suggestion to move into the next month is just, again, just don't be too forceful. Don't overcommit and allow yourself to really kind of shift your perception. Just allow yourself to keep that action, but shifting perception, shifting the idea that things have to be a specific way, and just, again, keep assessing and coming back and, making sure that everything's okay in the situation that you're dealing with. I think any approaches is just to make a choice and not to evaluate decisions that you can't really see or understand. So make sure you know the answer before you are in the communication of something. Make sure you're aware of what is going on before you really communicate, because that is you being blind to the truth or covering up your eyes to shit is just very almost like frustrating, I guess, when you both are trying to evaluate a decision or choices in your connection. Anything that you will need to know moving into the next month is that if you take a look back in your childhood, these are things that will help add to your connection, because this is you working on your inner child. This is something that will simplify your overthinking if you are able to kind of go back into your past and check in with your baby Aries or your 2-year-old Aries who was having a hard time. Like, check in with your inner child so that you can stop overthinking, because something keeps coming up with you overthinking. And every time you're in this place of almost like maybe like in love, or you're almost in this place where you're feeling like you're in a new home and you have a new heart connection, that kind of it rears its ugly head. It does. So that's something that you'll need to check in with. And I think any kind of knowing what to do here between that and the situation or this relationship that you're in is just, again, action, accountability, growth, and seeing past what it is that you're currently not seeing. So you're currently not seeing something that they need you to see. So don't have a communication with this person unless you're really able to see fully what it is. And that would mean something to you and less to me. But growth connection here is definitely something that you're going to need to know about, and you've already been working on that, and it already feels good, and there's already an abundance of it. And I think that you've done the work, and it's time. So especially when you get into next month, it is fucking time. For sure. Hopes and fears here. The hope is to just keep, again, giving these good advices, good choices, and don't put off anything. Act fucking now. Otherwise, you will miss out on this train, whatever train you're on, okay? And this could be a water sign, could be an earth sign. Yeah, the fear, again, for you is just getting into this really lovely place and not being able to have a valued relationship. Just getting into a place where you're really wanting traditional with this person and they're not kind of in that place where they're ready for completion or starting family. But you want security, you want stability. But again, the fear is you get into this place where you're just right there and it just kind of falls apart because the other person is not wanting that tradition with you. So make sure that you know what the fuck's going on just as much as, anybody else in the relationship. Potential outcome for your month of March is just kind of slow down once you get into March. You put in a lot of hard work. You've been very responsible. But the King of Pentacles or the Knight of Pentacles is just showing me that you've been realistic and you've been adding creativity to the connection. So I think any kind of fear of change here is more or less probably over on their end of things. And I think the holding back now is more on their end. So I think it's less on yours. So slow down, because you don't want to do too much. You want to expand your awareness when you get into this next part of the relationship and allow yourself, again, to feel that responsible stuff that you really built up, feel that security, that realistic shit. And I think any hard work that you've really put into this relationship is going to show face. And any kind of like lack of planning or fear of change or delay will definitely be coming from their end. So that is something that will kind of come up. They'll, kind of hold back a little bit. they might even stay, but they'll, you know, there's a tendency for them to get bored. So make sure that you keep that communication back to back, messaging back and back, whatever it is. Don't just sit in this situation and be wishful and thinking with the, you know, that you can't do that. You have to be realistic and continue to be realistic, especially when you get into that next month for that stability, for that long-term relationship that you're really wanting to manage. Other than that, please enjoy your month of March and enjoy the rest of Hangman Tarot. Go check it out, all the playlists for love in general, as well as celebrity tarot card readings. And make sure that you go ahead and subscribe, share, like, and follow. I'd very much appreciate it. I will see you on the flip.